What did humans do at night before electricity? It sounds like a simple question, but the answer reveals a hidden world that most people have never thought about. For more than 99% of human history, there were no phones, no televisions, no streetlights, and no glowing screens keeping people awake until midnight. When the sun disappeared, darkness took over. And not the kind of darkness we know today. A darkness so complete that you could barely see your own hand in front of your face. So what happened then? Did our ancestors simply go to sleep the moment the sun went down? Were they terrified of the darkness? Or did the nighttime become the stage for some of the most important developments in human history? As it turns out, the hours after sunset may have helped shape human culture, storytelling, music, religion, and even the way we think today. To understand what ancient humans did at night, we first need to step into a world that no longer exists. Imagine standing on an open plain 30,000 years ago. The sun has just dipped below the horizon. The last traces of daylight fade from the sky, and shadows begin to consume the landscape. There are no distant city lights. No roads. No houses glowing in the darkness. Within minutes, the world becomes almost unrecognizable. The familiar terrain that seemed safe during the day suddenly feels mysterious and dangerous. Sounds become amplified. Every rustle in the grass could be an animal. Every distant howl could signal danger. For ancient humans, nighttime was not merely the absence of sunlight. It was an entirely different world. Humans are not natural night hunters. Compared to creatures like wolves, lions, and owls, our vision in darkness is remarkably poor. Thousands of years ago, this made the night especially dangerous. Predators often became more active after sunset. Venturing too far from camp could be fatal. As a result, most ancient humans stayed together when darkness arrived. Families and communities gathered in groups, creating small islands of safety surrounded by an ocean of darkness. And at the center of those islands burned one of the most important discoveries in human history: fire. It is difficult to overstate how much fire changed human life. It provided warmth during cold nights. It scared away many predators. It made food safer to eat. But perhaps its most important contribution was something many people overlook. Fire gave humans extra time. Before fire, darkness effectively ended the day. Once the sun disappeared, there was little that could be done. But with fire, the day could continue. For the first time, people could remain active after sunset. They could gather, communicate, work, and learn long after darkness had fallen. The campfire became the center of human social life. And something remarkable began to happen around those flames. People started telling stories. Anthropologists studying modern hunter-gatherer societies have noticed that daytime conversations are often practical. People discuss food, hunting, weather, and survival. But nighttime conversations are different. When people gather around a fire after sunset, discussions often become more imaginative. Stories emerge. Myths are shared. Memories are retold. Thousands of years ago, stories were much more than entertainment. Stories were libraries. They carried knowledge from one generation to the next. A story could teach children how to recognize danger. It could explain hunting techniques. It could preserve important historical events. It could communicate moral lessons and social values. Long before books existed, stories were humanity's way of storing information. Picture a group gathered around a fire. Children sit quietly, listening as an elder recounts a dramatic encounter with a dangerous predator. Adults nod in recognition. The younger members absorb lessons without even realizing it. Night after night, these stories strengthened communities and preserved knowledge. Many of the myths, legends, and folklore that survived into recorded history may trace their origins back to those ancient gatherings around the fire. But storytelling was only one part of nighttime life. Ancient humans also spent considerable time looking upward. Today, most people live beneath skies polluted by artificial light. Entire generations grow up without ever seeing the true beauty of the night sky. Our ancestors experienced something entirely different. On a clear night, thousands upon thousands of stars filled the heavens. The Milky Way stretched across the sky like a glowing river. Planets shone brightly. Meteor showers illuminated the darkness. The universe was impossible to ignore. For ancient humans, the sky became a source of wonder, mystery, and practical knowledge. Over countless generations, people noticed patterns among the stars. They learned that certain constellations appeared during specific seasons. They observed celestial movements and connected them to changes in weather, migration patterns, and environmental conditions. The stars became a calendar, a map, and eventually, a source of spiritual inspiration. Many religions and belief systems may have begun with humans staring upward and asking profound questions. Who created all of this? Why are we here? What lies beyond the sky? These are questions that still fascinate humanity today, and some of them may have first been asked beneath the same stars that shine above us now. While some people listened to stories and observed the heavens, others remained busy with practical tasks. Archaeological evidence suggests that ancient humans often used the evening hours to make and repair tools. The firelight provided enough illumination for careful work. Stone blades were sharpened. Spears were repaired. Animal hides were prepared and sewn into clothing. Decorative objects and ornaments were crafted. Imagine a hunter carefully shaping a spear point while listening to a story unfolding nearby. Another person repairs a garment made from animal skin. Children watch closely, learning skills they will one day need themselves. Nighttime became an opportunity for both learning and productivity. And then there was music. One of the most surprising discoveries in archaeology is just how old music really is. Scientists have uncovered flutes made from bird bones and mammoth ivory that are more than 35,000 years old. Think about that. Humans were creating music long before the invention of farming, cities, writing, or organized governments. Music appears to be one of humanity's oldest traditions. Although we cannot know exactly what those ancient songs sounded like, it is easy to imagine voices rising around a fire beneath the stars. People may have sung together, clapped rhythms, danced, and performed ceremonies. Music has an extraordinary ability to unite people emotionally. It strengthens social bonds and creates a shared sense of identity. For ancient humans, music likely served many of the same purposes it serves today. It entertained. It comforted, it celebrated, and it brought people together. Interestingly, ancient humans may not have slept the same way most modern people do. Today, many people aim for one continuous block of sleep. However, evidence from historical societies suggests that humans often practiced what researchers call segmented sleep. People would sleep for several hours, wake up naturally during the middle of the night, remain awake for a period of time, and then return to sleep. During these waking hours, they might talk quietly, tend the fire, reflect on dreams, pray, or simply observe the night around them. In hunter-gatherer groups, not everyone slept at the same time. Someone was usually awake. This created a natural security system. If a predator approached or a threat emerged, there would almost always be someone alert enough to notice. The darkness itself was both a source of fear and fascination. Every unexplained sound demanded attention. A crack in the distance. A movement beyond the firelight. A strange call echoing through the darkness. Without scientific explanations, many ancient people interpreted mysterious nighttime experiences through myths and supernatural beliefs. Spirits. Monsters. Ancestors. Gods. Many of these concepts may have emerged from humanity's attempts to explain the unknown. And yet, despite its dangers, the night offered something incredibly valuable. Something that daytime survival often did not. Time to think. During the day, survival demanded focus. Food had to be found. Resources had to be gathered. Threats had to be avoided. Night provided a rare opportunity to reflect. To imagine. To plan. To discuss ideas. Some researchers believe that these nightly gatherings around campfires may have contributed significantly to the development of language, creativity, cooperation, and culture itself. In a strange way, darkness may have helped humanity become more intelligent. The fire created a space where minds could wander beyond immediate survival. People could think about tomorrow. About the future. About possibilities. And perhaps that ability to imagine things that did not yet exist became one of humanity's greatest strengths. So, what did ancient humans do at night? They told stories. They watched the stars. They sang songs. They made tools. They taught their children. They shared knowledge. They protected one another. They reflected on life. And in the glow of countless campfires across thousands of generations, they slowly built the foundations of civilization itself. The next time you sit around a campfire, watching flames dance against the darkness, remember that you are participating in one of humanity's oldest traditions. For tens of thousands of years, our ancestors gathered beneath the stars after sunset. They laughed. They learned. They imagined. They dreamed. And in those quiet hours between darkness and dawn, they became who we are today.